Hello observers. Well, it's another week of Magic the Gathering news, so I have to ask you the question. Are you on the up and up? Well, hello there observers. Let's talk about some new products that are actually going to be discontinued in the Magic the Gathering product lineup. Dual decks are actually some of the things that are going away soon. Dual decks are decks that Wizards of the Coast put together of certain different themes that are going on inside these decks. Now, these decks actually haven't been really good for some time, and I think that Wizards of the Coast has been weaning us off these decks for quite a while now. Now, with the ending of those decks, we actually have some new decks that are actually going to take place of these decks, called Challenger decks. And Challenger decks are new decks that Wizards of the Coast are putting together. There are going to be 4 of them. They will be standard legal. If you can see here, I actually have just an image of Wizards of the Coast websites talking about Challenger decks. But yes, these decks are actually going to be quite similar to the modern event deck that you might remember from previous years. Now, these decks should be pretty good to bring to your local game store's F&M. So if you want to take a look at the deck lists when they come out, because actually they will be tweaking them over time to make sure that these decks are actually going to be good for you to play. And this actually comes from the recent setup of the playgroup within Wizards of the Coast that allowed them to create better setups for the cards and work basically on the competitive level of the game. I actually was talking about the City's Blessing on the last Up and Up, and this week we actually have a card that got spoiled with the City's Blessing mechanic on it. What is that mechanic, you say? Well, actually, the mechanic is called Ascend. As you can see right here, this is the card that uses the Ascend mechanic. It's called Vona Hunger. Vona Hunger is actually a fantastic card if you like Edict effects, which are effects that make people sacrifice creatures like Diabolic Edict, which of course is what the card is named for. Now, if you actually look at this card, it's 2 and a black for an instant that says target player sacrifices a creature. Now, the Ascend mechanic also says if they have 10 or more permanents, you have the City's Blessing for the rest of the game. So it's an automatic power-up to any other cards that you have that require the City's Blessing to get stronger. And actually, if you have the City's Blessing, Vona Hunger makes the opponent actually sacrifice half their creatures rounded up, and that's every opponent, so this is incredibly powerful in an EDH game. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look at some of the cards that we did create that use the Ascend mechanic and the City's Blessing. The first one that we have to talk about is actually Hunger's Birth. It's an equipment that we put together that costs 3 mana, and equip cost of 2. The equipped creature gets +2/+2, but if you have 10 or more permanents with the Ascend mechanic, the creature actually gets +3/+3 and Death's Touch and Lifelink. Now, there's another card that we actually created, we think might be quite interesting, where we think the Ascend mechanic will allow people to have permanent effects based on the previous temporary effects of the card. So here's the next card that we want to talk about. It's actually Catechine, Terror of Wind. Now, Catechine, Terror of Wind is a card that I myself have created, where it has Flash and Flying for 3 and 2 white and is a 4/4. But when it enters the battlefield, other creatures you control get +1/+1 and have flying. Now, if you have the City's Blessing, as of course you see Ascend is also on this card, the creatures will not only get +1/+1 as an Anthem effect, but also have flying. So your entire team will fly the rest of the game as long as you have the City's Blessing. Now, at the RPL, I actually anticipate more cards will have this type of permanent effect over a temporary one that we'll see on cards going forward. And I'm actually interested to see other cards that will include this Ascend effect. Do you have any interesting Ascend effects you think might happen with cards? Definitely let me know in the comments below, and I'll take a look at them and maybe feature them the next time on my next Up and Up, okay? Well, that's it today for today's Up and Up. Remember, like and subscribe if you enjoy this content for more discussion of Rivals of Ixalan and, of course, any future Magic the Gathering developments. So, if you enjoyed this speculation and video, remember, stay watching, Observer.